Harbor Freight stud welder. But it gets the job done. Welcome back to the shop, and next we have doors. So doors typically, well, outside of that dent, will rust at the bottom edge, and you could kind of see where it's eaten up here, but even beyond that you can start to see these little holes, and once you see those, the sheet metal is thinned out so much and rusted away that you might as well replace the entire section, meaning this whole strip, not just a patch there, a patch here, a patch here, and a patch there. So we're gonna cut kind of a triangle out because we want to leave this lip here. It's going to be hard to recreate that, so we want to cut it about a 1/2 inch above that lip and a 1/2 inch down from this lip, and then get as close to the corners as we can there, and then replace that. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, well, here's the door. We got the bottom edge welded in. We had the dent up there, and then we stripped it down. It's metal, always where the dents are. Give yourself an extra, double in size. So however big that dent is, double up your bare metal size. What we're gonna do next, you can kind of see this body line kind of disappears, and then there was some work done previously right there. So what we're gonna do is skim coat the entire door, get it nice and smooth, recreate that body line, make sure all of this looks good, and see if we can't get ourselves a pretty nice looking door when it's all said and done. All right, we got everything we're gonna need in order to apply the body filler and then to sand it down. So we're gonna start with this bug and tar remover to get the surface clean. It's just a really good alternative to some of the more expensive stuff that is gonna get you a clean surface. So we'll use that, we'll wipe it down, we'll apply the Z-grip, lightweight body filler, and then we'll use that cheese grater to kind of trim it down. And then we got some 80 grit. I usually use a DA just to get all the big stuff off before we really got to start leveling things out and feathering it and shaping it and all that good stuff. So obviously you can go buy yourself a tray to mix body filler. That's a great idea. I'm just going to use this cardboard because well, it's what I got right now, and sure, small contaminants can get in the filler, but I'm not worried about it. It's going to work out just fine. All right, here we go. So what you want to do is just put a little strip that way, a little strip that way. First knead it so that way it's not juice, it's actually a paste that'll come out. Now if you can do this in the sun, it tends to dry pretty quick, so you kind of want to be conservative with how much you mix initially so it doesn't dry before actually getting applied. Then you get a pretty good idea for the right amount of filler you should be mixing. But obviously we want a nice consistency with the color, and then we'll put it on. I like the flexible applicators. Now, how much we putting on? Everybody kind of has their own, I guess, technique or how they prefer to do it. Some people I know will put it on real liberal because it's all going to technically end up on the ground, right? Other people, you know, because stuff does cost some money. It's about 45 bucks, about 45 bucks for the can. It looks like a lot, but it actually goes pretty quick if you're not careful. I put on enough. Just leave it at that. Nothing is going, no matter how much you put on, you're not gonna get it in the first go around. Meaning, oh, I put on some filler and I'm gonna sand it down and move on. You're gonna have to put on an initial coat. You end up sanding that off, and then you'll put on another coat and another coat, maybe another coat. But I'm gonna try to get I gotta get the whole door, so I'll show it to you when it's completely done. A quick update, we got most of the door leveled out to include this bottom portion here. We're at 40 grit right now, but wanted to show you we got a high spot. And the reason we got a high spot and a low spot still is this is where the dent was. So obviously it's gonna take another skim coat to raise that up, no issues. But anytime you have a dent, you crush something in, the surrounding portion of the metal is actually rising up because it doesn't stretch. It just forces high spots all around the dent. So when you're pulling this dent out, you actually got to hammer in the high spots. So this right here is a high spot that got missed when we pulled that dent out, and then we hammered in all the high spots we can feel. So that's from the dent, which was right here. We'll just punch that in a little bit, skim coat this whole thing, and we should be good to go. All right. All right, there it is. The door is pretty much done. We got the dent out that was there. We got the bottom side welded, everything flat. Looks good. We got the line back on the door. Needs a tiny bit of work, but we're pretty much done with it. Anybody who's interested, I didn't show how to get that line sharp, but what I do is I'll take some of this masking tape and I'll just put it on the line there like that, and I'll run it all the way across where I want that body line to be, and then put filler, peel the tape off. Once it dries, I do the other side. Boom, boom, boom. Creates a nice sharp peak, and then you just start working it. 40 grit, 80 grit, 120 grit. All right. Hope you learned something.